Palma, and today I'm going to talk about a project called Second Language Learning among young adult learners of English effects of regular classroom-based instruction and second language proficiency. And to learn a second language, students need to control over a wide array of new linguistic features, which are morphology, syntax, vocabulary, phonology, productive and receptive strategies, and socio-pragmatic competence. This project was elaborated about using a mixed methodology. This study examines the impact of a university-level English phonology course on the acquisition of vowels and consonant sounds in that language by beginning, pre-intermediate, and intermediate learners and students. Second language research has presented evidence of a negative correlation between age and the attainment of native-like pronunciation. There are three theoretical models that explain the role of age in second language phonology acquisition, which are called native language magnet model, perceptual assimilation model, and flexible speech learning model. These models differ in the categorization of the perceptual representation of first language and second language phonetics and phonological patterns in the brain. According to fledged second language, sounds that are similar to first language sounds are perceived as first language equivalents. In line with Darwin and Mohr's suggestions, there is evidence that instructions can lead to the improvement of second language pronunciation at the segmental and suprasegmental levels. To achieve the study's objectives, participants were observed over 15 weeks. During the study, two qualitative and quantitative instruments were used to document the manner in which this classroom-based instruction was expected to lead to change in the learner's pronunciation of second language consonants and second language vowel sounds. The participants in this study were involved in a 5-year BA program in language studies in Southeast Mexico. The participants were involved in an English phonetics and phonology course. Given the description nature of the study, the second language phonological instructions based on the course syllabus, which entails explanation of the English phonological segmental and suprasegmental systems, the manner and position of articulation and the voicing of consonants needed to be taught for vowels, information on the tongue, height, pronouns and vagueness, tensions and laxness. To examine the effects of the classroom's instructions, they select 5 second language found which cause learning difficulty for Spanish learners of English. These fonts include 2 vowels, which are E and A, and 3 consonants, which are Z, 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 and between the second language sounds A, A, and the first language sound E could be the slight difference that exists in muscle tension. In the case of A, and A, the feature likely to be unperceived is that second language sounds is pronounced with the front part of the tongue, while the first language vowel is pronounced with the central and back part of the tongue. The second language sound is frequently pronounced as the first language sound. Because the articulation difference is not readily evident, although the second sounds differ in place and manner of articulation, which are stops, fricatives, affricates, glides, and liquids. In the case of the second language sounds, and the first language sound, the unperceived aspect consists of the voicing property of the sound. To examine the instructional effects on the learner's second language pronunciation of the sound, of the tough sound, two quantitative and two qualitative instruments were implemented. First quantitative instrument was a word list. This instrument consists of a word list which students read aloud. In the word list that the students read aloud, each of the words includes one of the target sounds. The second qualitative instrument consists in brain teeth or graphic gate in which a definition was read to the students. Then the students need to pick from a word list. First qualitative instrument was designed to document the frequency with which the teacher taught the target sounds, as well as the type of task in which the sounds were taught. The instrument consists of a grid with two columns. In the first column, the date and the activity implemented had to be stated at the top of each of the 5 remaining columns. The second qualitative instrument was compounded of 2 pages. The first page contained the instruction for the classroom. The results showed that phonological instruction helped the learned second language pronunciation as regards the influence of age. A significant number of studies has shown that the learning age affects pronunciation outcomes. Nevertheless, the studies concur with previous research demonstrating that phonological teaching promotes the learning of second language pronunciation. The positive effects of the instruction document in these studies are connected with the Darwin and Monroe's suggestions that learners should receive help in noting difference between their sound pronunciation. Well, that's all for today, and thanks so much for your attention.